Dude, I have to post this video. Can we post this? Can I post this video?
Yes. Are you going to give my details?
No, I won't mention anything if you don't want me to.
Okay, you can post it.
Yeah, it's a hot day. I'm hanging in the sunshine. You should hit me with the splash gun so I cool down.
As soon as someone pisses me off, I immediately go into my beliefs and I quickly see how they are acting as the perfect mirror to something that is not resolved within me. I'll give you an example of something that happened to me last week that I quickly took responsibility for. So I haven't had anyone be rude or mean or an asshole to me in so long, I really can't even remember. Not that everybody's nice, but nobody's rude. You know what I mean? Like nobody's like goes out of their way and like gives me a dirty look or any of that shit. So last week, talking to a friend of mine, and we were talking about cryptocurrencies, and I had been telling him since like June, I took a bunch of money and I put it in these stable coins, and I'm waiting to buy this crypto that I've been following for like 5 months. I think that financially, it's the manifestation of what's happening to us spiritually. We don't need any more banks. Let's get rid of the banks. Let's get rid of the middlemen. Let's get rid of all these people that are absorbing, sucking money from us.
Sucking life out of us. Yeah,
exactly. So I'm a big fan that this is how we're going to get rid of the middlemen. And so I've been following this cryptocurrency, and I told him, I go, when it gets to $1, I'm going to jump on it so hard. It got to $1.03, which didn't trigger my buy on my little account. And then over the next 10 days, it went to $3.13. So I would have tripled my money in like a week. I knew this was going to happen. I knew it was going to happen. And I didn't do it. So I didn't. And he's like, yeah, man, I bought this and I bought this. And he's like, man, you should really buy it. And I'm like, dude, I can't buy it now. I can't buy it now because I know it's going to crash. So if I buy it now and it crashes, I go, oh, I'm going to be so pissed off. And because he's my friend, I was really like letting out this frustration I have with myself. And like I was really super passionate about being pissed off at myself that anyway, so I got that energy going. You know what I mean? It's like really live energy. I'm, oh my God, I'll rip my fingernails out, dude, if I buy it now and it goes down to $1 again. And he's laughing. And as I'm doing this dude on a Harley Davidson pulls up beside me, and we're going down the road. We're probably going like 25 because, there's nowhere you can go. We're just going, and he's and it is the loudest thing I've ever heard in my life. He's literally like 3 feet away from me. My windows are down. It's nice out. And it is so loud. And I look over at him, and he's like looking at me. He's going, and I'm going like, what's this dude doing? And my buddy's like, I can't hear you, man. What is that? What's going on? And I like look over again, and he's looking right at me. And he's like, and I'm like, dude, I can't hear you, dude. I go, let me, I'll call you back when I get to where I'm going. So I hang up, and then I look over and I'm like, dude, what are you doing? Like, and he's like, yeah, he like gives me this nod. He's like, take the phone and put it down and drive. He was like telling me that I shouldn't be talking on the phone while I'm driving 25 miles an hour down the road. No, I know you don't know me, but I used to be a golf professional, and I take great pride in my hand-eye coordination. And for some jerk off to tell me I can't drive going 25 miles an hour down the road safely, it's like not the thing. It's like one of my buttons. Anyway, so, and then he like gets in front of me, and like he's revving it up, and then he's looking at everybody else. And he's like, driving in between, how motorcycles go like in between the cars at like a stop. And he's doing that. He's got like this big Harley. And I'm just going, God, that was such a weird experience.
Yeah.
So I pull in the parking lot. I'm going, wow, that's so interesting that I just had that experience. Then I realized, and I honestly believe this 1000%. I'm absolutely, there's no doubt in my mind that as when I was getting my energy up and I was getting all pissed off and I was just like, just letting it out. And I don't even know why I was letting it out. It was my buddy and we're having fun. And, but I'm letting out this energy that made me a magnet for that dude's energy. And I guarantee you,
What an interesting observation.
in my mind, if I was talking to my buddy about our kids or about, just casual stuff, I would have been invisible to him. He would have drove by me. He would not have done that. I know that. He's vibrating at this crazy, like, oh God, I'm the boss, like whatever. He's got his own like alpha male, nobody knows shit kind of feel going on. That's what he's radiating at. And usually I'm invisible to that alpha male kind of thing. But because I was allowing myself to be,
Whatever,
I wouldn't have done it with
being yourself for a second. Your guard was down.
Yeah, I was like,
for an instant, you were a regular guy.
I was pissed off that I had once again not pulled the trigger on this fucking thing that I knew was going to happen.
Okay, that's different than what I was describing. So I totally understand what you're saying, and I'll keep an eye on it. But you're right. You were just in a minute of it. You were just like I was telling you, going to the supermarket and not being myself, being a normal woman versus a spiritual woman with the guards up and all the shit is manifesting.
Totally.
So
yeah. So if you're walking down the aisle and you're really just, just doing your thing and just that's one thing. But if you're walking down the aisle and you're going over a conversation you had with someone that's totally pissing you off and you're just thinking about that, even though you're not saying anything out loud, you're matching that frequency for that type of experience to be drawn to you.
Thank you. I'm going to keep track of that.
Yeah. And I think it'll just happen naturally. Like that's what I'm saying with this process we're doing is you just start becoming more conscious of yourself. And so it happens naturally. You don't even have to try to do it. You'll just do it. You'll be like, oh, wow, man, I'm super mad about something that happened like 6 weeks ago. Why would I possibly be allowing this to rent space in my mind right now? And for some reason, it just will dissolve. It'll just happen naturally. You don't have to try. You don't even have to do anything.
So I'm going to notice that something's living in my mind. I really like that. Well, then I question is like why that is there and it loses power.
It only has power when it's hidden. It only has power when it's going through our mind and we're not aware of it. As soon as you shine a light on that thing, you're like, oh shit, that's stupid. Why would I do that? That doesn't make it. And then you might realize why you did it. You might realize the actual programming, where you got that from. Whether you got it from an ex-husband or a uncle or a friend or you know what I mean? You'll be like, oh, wow, they said this 25 years ago, that became my programming. And now, wow. So, and like, once you shine a light on that, stuff just disappears. Or if it does come up, it will come up with much less power and it won't last near as long. This isn't like a cut and dry thing. This is like a slowing the momentum down in one direction until you're at a stop and then getting the momentum going in another direction. So,
well, it's a process. It's a process. It's a personal process.
It's a process that gets easier and easier and easier. I think it gets easier after this process, this reconnection thing.
Yeah,
I do. I wouldn't even do this work if I didn't think it was literally changing people's lives.
I love it what you're saying. You're saying that it's that easy, that once you recognize it, just
Yeah.
It dissipates. I mean, in my mind, I'm playing the pictures of what you're saying.
Mhm.
And it's like, oh God, that's so easy. Yes, I want it easy. I no longer want to struggle with this. It ages me. It's too
Totally.
hard. And
Totally.
I'm not a good example, because, you know, somebody will ask you, and if you tell the truth, which I even tell people, don't ask me how I am if you want to hear bullshit, you know, canned answers.
Yeah.
Just ignore me. Don't
Yeah.
even pay any attention, because I cannot produce those.
Well,
you will know when I lie to you, and you are going to take it personally. So just fucking ignore me, and I won't take it personally. We don't need to discuss it.
Yeah. And also you can, you know, when people want our truth, there's lots of ways to say the truth. Sometimes we can say that it's cut and dry, but sometimes we can say our truth in a very motivating, high frequency way that is still telling exactly the truth. Versus, I don't know, I'd have to think of an example, but you know what I mean? Like, there's a variety of ways to speak your truth. And I think as your frequency rises and as that rage lessens, your truth will be more empowering and less offensive. Because you can call somebody out in an
Unfortunately,
empowering way.
this is going to sound bad, but when these instances snag me, I'm not in a good place. But when these instances snag me, I'm not in a good place.
Yeah, of course.
Because if I'm in a good place, I will pause and I would look at the person, and I will try to figure out if they really want to know, and, you know, try to figure out what what they would want to hear in those moments where somebody, you know, got my goat. Totally. That they come my way, and I like what you told me is like you're that agitated energy, and it attracts the assholes.
Has to.
I like what you said. It's like, check your energy when assholes are like around you, and figure out what you are thinking. That is putting the vibes out, and it's attracting the pests.
What was I doing that it would have attracted this?
See, you're talking about present time. Remember in the 90s where they said, oh, this is your relationship with your mother, and it's your relationship with your dog when you were 5. You're talking in the present moment. Figure out.
It's okay to go back and look at that objectively and say, okay, this is what happened. What did I get from this? But when you go and you get into those feelings and you get into that emotion, that's your present, and you're only going to attract more shit that matches those feelings from the past. Like it's like you find yourself in this hamster wheel going through the same experiences over and over. And you're trying to figure out, dude, why do I keep attracting the same kind of people? Why do I keep having the same shitty jobs? Why do I seem having the same arguments with so-and-so? And it's because we're on that hamster wheel, and we don't realize that we're on autopilot. Our programming is just like, we're on autopilot. You know, if we start right now, we might be able to end at exactly 3:33 your time.
Okay. I wanted to ask you something before we got into that. You have these other group sessions. So what is the purpose of those?
Every day I do like a 17-minute session. I basically start like 2 minutes before the time. And so no matter where you're at, and you just like go sit someplace, close your eyes, and it's like an individual session. I know it sounds weird.
No, I don't have any problems with that. I just was wondering, is like, you know, people get an infusion of the energy to help through the darkness, to augment their energy, to tune up. That's what I.
Yeah. So you could say that meditating every day would be probably one of the healthiest things anyone can do. Well, I personally think these sessions are like meditation times 10. So,
okay.
Some people commit to it. Like I'm committed, you know, I do it. Absolutely. I don't care how many sessions I have. Those group sessions, it's showtime. And, so Yeah. So I did
Okay.
that. One thing I will probably be adding next year is I think with those people in the group sessions, I'm going to start doing like a 2 hour live, like Zoom, at least once a month, and just whatever they want to talk about. You know what I mean? If they, I don't know what to talk about, but just like just with the people in the group, if they want to talk about anything, I'll just go live and we'll just like talk.
No, I like what you're saying. It's a moment of meditation, and in this crazy life, yes.
Yeah.
It would be nice to like stop and just connect with the people of your own energy.
Yeah.
And by the way, I saw you again on Telegram. The word's getting out.
Oh, really?
Yep.
What was I doing?
Tori plus said, I saw your daughters, your mini video, and said, who's this guy and how do we get a hold of him? And she's pretty popular. She has like 150,000 people. I mean, she's huge blogger.
Nice. Did you tell her how to get a hold of me?
No, I didn't. I don't have your permission. That was like another week before. And today, again, you were present in 2 of the what I follow on Telegram.
Nice.
But they were intrigued, who made this? Who is this? The 2 girls. And I saw that last year. And I sat there and I go, my God, somebody understands what I'm going through. Yeah. It was soothing. I watched it and, cool. I watched it again. And there was nothing saying, if you're interested, there's nothing. It's just these 2 girls talking and like experiencing what we're experiencing. So now Viper said, Everyday Masters, and he put, so I just clicked and went to your site. Nice. And then Tori's asking, today she was asking, who made this? Where is this? So I guess I'll go back and say,
I'd appreciate it. Yeah, that'd be awesome.
She has a huge audience. So when you were talking about the biker that pissed you off, I think that your vibration's going out there big.
I think all of our fields are that big.
Okay, I heard, and I tend to believe it, that it's 8 miles long. And that happened when I got pissed off because I'm isolated in this dork place with all these people that are so fucking dense, and I hit against them, and instead of like making them less dense, I feel the pain that they're going through. Yeah. So I started asking, and I asked because I have a direct connection app. He's like, why the fuck do you have me here? This is like the most frustrating thing. Is it karma? And then I was told, no, it's not karma. You haven't done anything wrong. Yeah. So in a minute, when I quieted my shit fit, I heard that, we are all placed strategically because we project out. And I heard 8 miles, and somebody else said 8 miles. So I don't know what the truth is, but it definitely, and the more the planet changes and the sun sends us all that, I think we vibrate even with more intensity. So it's going out there.
Well, the Earth is shifting to, or if not already shifted to, her next level, which we'll say 4th density. So we better get our shit together. You know what I mean? Like, it's time to get your shit together. It's definitely not time to lose your shit, man.
It's gonna sound arrogant, but some people are gonna make the shift. And then there's some spiritual who say that either they adjust to the vibration or they leave and go on to where the energy is comfortable for them.
Yeah, they're going to repeat the 3rd density. There's going to be tons of people that don't make it. That's cool, whatever. Like we're all going the same place anyway. I only am concerned with people that are on the same page or right on the edge of being on the same page. And because that's the only people that can possibly hear what I'm saying. I'm ready.
Okay. So can you see me now?
Yeah. Okay. I will, I'll let you know when I'm done.
Okay. It was physical. I'm still shaking. It was intense.
Was it different than the first session?
Yes, I think that this time you, God, energy, source, me, it was about my physical body. I think the last time it was emotional, spiritual. It was this worked on my physical body. God, I can't stop shaking. This addressed my physical body. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
It's getting kinda crazy up in here. Got that DJ playing music everybody wants to hear, yeah. It's getting kinda crazy up in here. Everybody wants a ride in the water.